Thank you for choosing Fox 14. I'm Sarah Scarlett. First on Fox, the terror attacks on September 11th happened 18 years ago today, and Americans across the country gathered to remember those who were lost while pledging to never forget. Fox News correspondent Ray Bogan is in Washington with more.
My heart is still broken, but I come down here so we could never forget.
This morning in New York, those lost were remembered in a ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan. The ceremony started at 8:46 a.m., the same time the first plane struck the World Trade Center in 2001. Those mourning their loved ones spoke of the importance of visiting the memorial and being able to grieve with others.
And just seeing her all over gives me a lot of comfort.
I gather with everyone else and we all mourn together for the same thing. They feel what I feel.
President Trump spoke of his feelings on that day during remarks at the Pentagon Memorial.
It was then that I realized the world was going to change, and it could never, ever be that innocent place that I thought it was.
He also issued a new warning for terrorists around the globe.
We will go wherever they are and use power the likes of which the United States has never used before. And I'm not even talking about nuclear power. They will never have seen anything like what will happen to them.
And here in the ArkLaMiss, the city of Monroe held a memorial service to show honor and love for the lives lost. Though they may not be family by love, local first responder agencies were reminded that when they lose one, it affects all agencies. In addition, locals gathered to pay respect and thanked first responders who have passed and ones who are still serving.
To all the police officers, firefighters, and the other brave heroes who died on September 11, 18 years ago, I pray for your eternal peace. For the current police officers and firefighters and all the other heroes who braved the conditions today, I say thank you for the job that you do.
A theme throughout the ceremony was thanking your local first responders. In addition, Mayor Jamie Mayo honored multiple Monroe firefighters today as they have put their lives in danger with certain incidents throughout the past couple of weeks. Now on to some new details. The Louisiana Department of Education has revoked the license of the Assembly Kids Daycare in Ouachita Parish. That's according to our news content partners at the News Star. This comes after what they call escalating instances of children being mistreated by staff members. The department says Assembly Kids will also lose its public funding. In a press release, State Superintendent John White says, quote, "This center has proven it's unable to protect our children." Last month, Yolanda Jackson, a former employee at the daycare, was charged with cruelty to juveniles. Jackson was accused of striking two children, dropping them, and throwing them to the floor. And back in May, we reported on a daycare worker rough handling a 4-year-old girl after the worker claimed the child wouldn't listen. That teacher was also fired, arrested, and charged with cruelty to a juvenile. Now on to a news update. Sterlington introduced an ordinance to repeal plans for a new water system. Fox 14's Anna McAllister sat down with Mayor Cesar Velasquez to learn more about the proposal. Anna?
Sarah, Sterlington had high hopes to create their own water system to improve water quality for residents. But with the town's current financial situation, that plan is now on the back burner.
We use it to bathe. We drink it every day. It's no secret that water is something we can't live without. One local town had its own plans to improve water quality for its citizens and those in the surrounding area. But that plan, now on the back burner.
The town of Sterlington had big dreams to eventually have their own water system, with hopes of providing their residents with safe, clean drinking water. But that dream came to a screeching halt, and it's due in part to their financial situation.
Sterlington's town council recently introduced the ordinance that would essentially abandon plans to create the new water system. The town currently gets their water from the Greater Ouachita Water Company.
It wasn't to become a water conglomerate. We just wanted to be able to help our community as well as the adjoining communities as far as giving them water.
Some Sterlington residents say a new water system is necessary.
The Greater Ouachita, we've been having all kinds of issues with them. Our water is discolored. To have a pure waterification system on a sink, and when I change the filter out, it goes straight to red.
But Sterlington is facing $21 million in debt, and their new fiscal administrator, I.M. Junior Shelton, is recommending to halt plans for now. The ordinance also proposes lifting a provision that forbids private individuals from donating their water lines to the Greater Ouachita Water Company.
Sterlington's fiscal administrator will be in Baton Rouge tomorrow. Mayor Velasquez says Mr. Shelton will be brainstorming with some other fiscal administrators to help with Sterlington's financial situation. Live in the studio, Anna McAllister, Fox 14 News.
Thanks, Anna. New at 9, Winsboro's Lakeland Cotton and Grain has been seized by the state. Louisiana Agriculture Commodities Commission made the decision after an audit revealed problems with Lakeland's finances. The department discovered that the line of credit was exhausted and the company didn't have money to pay farmers. Under the law, if a company cannot pay for the grain or pay its farmers, it can be placed in a receivership. This essentially means the state will take control to ensure that those farmers get paid.
The bottom line, the farmers will be paid for the grain. That's why we're here. We're here to protect the farmers and the farmers' interest, and the farmers pool money together in order to be able to have the funds necessary to protect their fellow farmers, and we will do that. And then we will try to recover as much of that money back as possible.
Once the farmers have been paid, the department will then return to the company back to the original owners. For more information on how to file a claim, you can go to our website, myarklamis.com. And the B.J. Washington Boxing and Fitness Center renovations are complete, and the center reopens today. It's been closed since April and undergoing $78,000 worth of renovations. Now the center has a whole new look to it and is ready to use. Upgrades to the equipment, paint, and inside area make this center a perfect place to spend any workout. The new gym allows the community to focus on their health and enjoy the new facility.
Well, obviously, we want to have as many individuals to come in to work out as possible because health is very important, and that is one of the priorities for the city of Monroe. They may be able to get me down here to do some things.
The center received a grant from the City of Monroe's Planning and Urban Development Department and has been hard at work to get the renovations completed. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, huh, Jared?
Hey, Boxing and Fitness Center. Maybe me and Mayor Mayo can get down there and get a workout in. Maybe some light sparring, but I'll just leave that up to him. I don't know. Either way, it is hot, and it's probably better to work out inside than out. Forecast next on Fox.
Thanks, Jared. Also coming up on Fox 14, has the forecast caused certain crops to flop? Our meteorologist Brian Briggs spoke with ag officials and has a review of this year's corn harvest. And an update on the lockdown at West Monroe High School will tell you the reason they told police they were on campus.
Find your new best friend. Help clear the shelters on August 17th. Join NBC 10, Fox 14, and Banner Ford for this nationwide pet adoption event. Go to myarklamis.com for local shelters near you. Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Get to know the candidates for State Senate District 35. See them debate the issues that matter to you September 16th at 9:30 on Fox 14, your local election headquarters.
Brought to you by Creed & Creed, your local injury attorneys.
Governor John Bel Edwards is releasing the state's unemployment report, and the results show Louisiana has made huge progress.
The lowest unemployment rate in 11 years.
One of the biggest economic development announcements in state history.
More than $2.5 billion. 2,000 new jobs.
$250 million facility. 600 construction jobs. CenturyLink is staying put.
Thousands of jobs in the future.
Governor Edwards, as the past year shows the highest GDP and personal income in our state's history.
Ryan Honda, your way. With our lowest upfront price on all your favorite Honda models, over 300 in stock. Your model, your trim, your options. The Ryan team of Honda experts will help you find the right Honda to fit your needs, your budget. The price you want, the selection you need, the service you deserve. It's why so many people are buying at Ryan. Ryan Honda, your way. RyanHondaMonroe.com.
Let's start by being honest with each other.
Okay, Ralph, let's do that. When he ran for Congress, Ralph Abraham promised to donate his entire salary to charity.
I will take a salary, but I will donate it to charity.
But instead of going to help sick kids and wounded veterans, Abraham pocketed that salary, even though he's worth more than $12 million.
Let's start by being honest with each other.
Okay, Ralph, that starts with you. Paid for and authorized by Gumbo Pack.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
like that new Buick?
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get 16% below MSRP on most 2019 Buick Encore models. Plus, well-qualified buyers get 3.8% APR financing for 72 months.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
Edwards Body Works. Reliable since 1971.
News sponsored by Marie's Medical. Radar sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, Storm Tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Jared Floyd.
Look at the live storm tracker now for the radar, brought to you by E. Orem Young. And across the radar site, there's not much out there, and we were really not expecting much in terms of rainfall today. Most of our isolated storms really developed across eastern Texas, and it really did flourish into a nice dose of scattered storms across much of central and eastern Texas and the upper Texas coastline through the course of the day. It doesn't really mean a whole lot for us because, again, the better ingredients moving westward. Upper ridge of high pressure moving back in across the southeastern United States and the Tennessee Valley, and that will also allow for some of that dry air to mix down to the surface. Easterly and northeasterly winds also translating down to the surface through the afternoon, and that will mean lower humidity values, at least here in the short term. Not the greatest trade-off in the world because we trade off the drier air and we get rid of the humidity, and that just means air temperatures will climb. Well, winds return to the southeast later this weekend, and the humidity will be back in before you know it. Across the region, the Atlantic Basin, you can see this area of disturbed weather that's really what we kind of highlighted on. There's other tropical waves out there that we'll be keeping an eye on as well as we head through the next several days and even into the next week to week and a half. Little area of disturbed weather there, and there's another one off the African coastline. But this is the primary focus now. The reason being is because while it continues to kind of meander here in the southern Bahamas, rather disorganized, this upper low that's been sitting over Florida through much of the day has been providing a lot of wind shear on the western edge. But this storm isn't really at a point where wind shear is even that big of an issue because it's not trying to really develop that low-level center of circulation yet. Regardless, again, expected to drift to the northwest through the Bahamas, perhaps developing into the eastern Gulf of Mexico by the start of the weekend, maybe seeing a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Its direction, once it gets into the Gulf, a little bit more uncertain. And even the fact that it's not a foregone conclusion that it'll even get there. But if it can, eventually the north-central Gulf Coast states, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, maybe the parts of Louisiana could see the rain develop and maybe even an influx of moisture for areas like ours that may not see direct impacts, but it could at least see an influx of moisture that could help out with daytime heating and fueling some of those thunderstorms. 77 right now in Vicksburg, 76 right now in Ruston and Natchitoches, 79 in Monroe, 81 Greenville, Camden, 82 in Texarkana. We'll look for lows tonight back in the low to mid-70s, staying warm and relatively humid, all things considered. Winds will stay calm. High temperatures tomorrow, returning surprise, surprise back to the mid to upper 90s. Air dries out a little bit in the afternoon. Winds out of the east and southeast. Rain chances are not at zero, but they're fairly close to it. So a 10% shot of rain is probably a little too aggressive. So we've just kind of had to say, yeah, can't rule out an isolated sprinkle, but most of us will stay dry. Approaching 100 degrees for Friday. Heat safety will remain important into the weekend. Any showers and storms first to next week will likely be tied to that tropical wave. And again, a lot can change between now and then, but that's pretty much our only saving grace here in the next 7 days. That could bring us some legitimate rain chances.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jared.
You bet.
Well, as corn season comes to a close for 2019, the relentless rain and storms have done a number on the available crops across parts of the ArkLaMiss. Fox 14's Brian Briggs brings us the details on how Franklin Parish's crops weathered the storm.
Cornfields are taking a break from the season, much deserved across the ArkLaMiss considering the harsh storm season. For Franklin Parish, it has been a roller coaster ride with respect to acreage and yield. The good news is
Franklin Parish had just under between 95 and 100,000 acres of corn this year, which is up from average, probably 20, maybe 30,000 acres over previous years.
But too much of anything is not good, and 2019 storm season is taking away from what could have been a decent yield.
Those early season rains, it had an impact on yields, and we had soils that stayed waterlogged and resulting in nitrogen loss, which in the end, results in less yield.
These effects take time to trickle down to the community and surrounding consumers.
A lot of the corn was sold or booked, as we would say, at around $4.18, $4.20. But when you lose a third of your crop, if you're 30% off, then you lose, you're talking about $1 plus overall bushel if you look at it on a per acre basis. So it's a significant loss in income.
And could impact what crops are planted in the following years.
I think it's going to depend on the commodity prices for corn and beans and cotton and all these commodities, which producers generally have a flexibility to plant whatever crop gives them the most chance to be profitable and stay in business.
In Franklin Parish, Brian Briggs, Fox 14 News.
Collins says that this year isn't the worst that he's experienced. The next crop they'll be keeping an eye on is soybeans. Coming up on Fox 14, a local organization is working to train first responders on spectrum disorders. We'll talk more about the training and explain why organizers and participants say it's crucial.